What's up, everybody? This is Ben and Zach. Welcome to the District Spotlight, your premier platform for independent music.
Yes, thank you so much for coming back, everybody. You know how it goes around here. If you haven't been here before, we really appreciate you checking us out. It's really simple. Basically, we just have a vision to give the artists and also the audience a platform that spotlights the independent music scene. It's kind of what we're trying to do here. All we ask from you guys, like, share, comment. Tell us, we need some feedback. We want to see what we can do better. We're working on growing the show, building a community. So we really appreciate you guys getting back to us, letting know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And if you don't do any of that, at least check out the people we bring on the show. You might really find somebody that you like and connect with. That is the whole goal here. So thank you so much. This week is exciting. We have an artist that, we have an artist that has a unique sense of drive. Definition of an independent artist for sure. Mm-hmm. Really respect that about him. And he also backs it up with a lot of talent. Very skillful in his music craft and what he does. And also just honestly like a beautiful voice. I'd love to, I haven't seen you live yet, but I'd love to see you live. Beautiful voice, man. Yeah, anyway.
I got to see him live.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
We got Jacob Lafever today. Thanks for coming in, man.
What's up? I'm glad to be here. I just got talked up, man.
Yeah. You like that? You like
Feels
that?
good.
Is that good? Did I do all right?
It does feel good. That was great. I don't know if I can say you did a good job if you're talking about me.
Right on. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, we appreciate you coming on, bro. Kind of last minute too. I think we talked about earlier, like the story of how you met Ben.
Well, Jacob was actually really the first one I was talked to. I met him over at the Icon Lounge.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about him is everyone was hip hop. It was but it was an open mic night, and all of a sudden Jacob got up there freaking strumming his guitar, and I was I immediately got out my phone, started taking videos of him. Joined Plug was taking videos of him too, and pictures. I know you got a Joined Plug photo on your thing. Mm-hmm. And I was just wow. I was I want to have this guy over here and record him live. And I was like, hey dude, I'm going to start a podcast. You want to come over? I'm I'm right next door. And you're like, yeah.
And then I was like, rock on, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That was before we even had a name, I'm pretty sure, dude.
But there was nothing yet. And I was just like, hey, you should come and be on our show, when there wasn't even a show. So,
I'm down.
So,
here we are.
You made it.
That was what was that? December?
November, I
November?
think. Yeah. It had to have been November.
A while ago.
Yeah. What was the... I know you just came out with your Dreamer song. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the song you sang? It was about honey or something?
Oh, yeah, Local Honey.
Local Honey.
Yep, that's right. That was a song. I went to a concert at the Hi-Fi a long time ago, and this guy threw out this lyric, Local Honey. I don't even remember the song. I don't remember what it was about, but I was like, yo, that's fire. So I took it and I wrote it down, and I was like, I'm going to write a whole song based off of Local Honey. Because, people are talking about, live local, buy local, eat local, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to turn it into something else. So it's a double entendre, basically it's about a local honey, if you get my drift, Yeah,
gotcha, okay.
So that's what I wrote about. And I've been in a bunch of long distance relationships too, and they're really hard. So it was about having a local honey.
I didn't even realize that's what it was about. That's awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
Are those relationships intentional? Did you know
what the long distance relationships?
Did you search for long distance?
No.
Does that just happen?
No, I didn't. It was one. Let's see. One of them was we started and we were in the same city, and then I moved. That was when I was in school, and then this other one was a girl that I have known for a really, really long time, but she happened to live in Kansas City. But we had met in Indy, and that was back when I was in Miami when it started. So,
dang player.
But that's over.
Dang, what were you doing in Miami?
So I was in Miami for 2 years. So I'm from Indy. I'm from Indianapolis. Okay. And then I went to Purdue. Mm-hmm. And after Purdue, I got scouted by an architecture firm down there, which is my day job. And so I was working for an architecture firm. And then after a while, I started playing shows down there too. So that's where I kind of started the whole my serious pursuit of a music career was down in Miami.
After you got out of school, after you already had an architecture job.
Yeah, after I had an architecture job. Exactly.
Like that. That's cool. Interesting. So when did you start getting into music? Like, was this an early thing for you? I know on your website it says that you've done a lot of like background gospel choir
Yeah,
things.
totally. So my family is super musical, and then there's a group here called Indianapolis Children's Choir. I'm going like way back, way back. When I was in 4th grade, I joined Indianapolis Children's Choir, and that's where I got a whole bunch of like my musical training. So it was just a children's choir. I was in it until 9th grade, and they're like amazing, world class. They like go around the world. I wasn't able to do like all the world stuff because it was just not something we were able to do financially, but I was able to do a couple. But they are like incredible. They still are incredible. But I got a ton of musical training from them. And then in high school, I took like private vocal lessons for a while. I didn't even do choir until the last half of my senior year. And then in college, I joined a gospel choir at Purdue. And that's where I got a lot of this. I do a lot of soul stuff. You probably picked up on that, like a lot of soul, a little bit blues stuff. And I picked up a ton of that from the gospel choir that I was in. So, and then, graduated. Didn't do it for like a year and a half. I did nothing. And realized that totally sucked.
So did you start playing shows automatically? Or did you go, because I know you have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah,
do a lot
right.
of covers.
So this is like it's hard even to remember how exactly it happened. It was it was really organic what happened. But after a year of working in Miami, I realized that I like had never given it a real shot, music. And so I joined up with a band we called ourselves The Authors, and we wrote some music. We never played a show, but it was fire. And so after the band broke up eventually, just because there was some like commitment stuff, and I don't know if you guys have ever been in a band or anything, but
No.
it's hard.
I wish I could be in a band.
You could. But basically there was some like trouble with commitment, and people didn't want to practice, and I was like so into it, and so like, come on, we got to practice, we got to write, we got to play shows. And then sometimes people were just busy working jobs, life commitments. So
Sure.
after, like you do.
Right.
So after that was over, I bought myself a guitar, and I told myself I'm going to practice an hour every day for a year. And one of the ways that I motivated myself to do that was by making a schedule of YouTube videos that I was going to do. So I started playing guitar for myself on these music videos. And if you go back, I go back sometimes and look at the old ones, and they're like, they're all right. They're not great, but I just kept on keeping on, and then now here I am.
So
Cool.
YouTube is where you kind of built your following to get into shows around here?
No.
No?
Because here was completely different. I only had like 400 subscribers on YouTube.
That's not bad.
Which
though,
is
dude.
yeah,
That's
which
pretty good, man.
it does. It feels good. I worked for those 400 subscribers.
Oh yeah, no, I respect that.
But here, so after a year after I started playing, when I was in Miami, also shout out to TN Poets and Annalise, who was the MC at TN Poets, for like giving me a big start. It was amazing. There was an open mic down in Miami at a place called TN Poets, and you know, it doesn't really matter who you are. You can go up and do whatever the heck you want to do. And they kind of took me under their arm, and they like featured me pretty much like a few different times, which it felt really, really good. It, kind of put a fire in my belly.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But I got laid off a year after I started doing music seriously, like making those YouTubes and stuff. And it was like a huge, I don't know, like a personal crisis, I guess, because I realized that I had, I moved down to Miami for this job. I had been like all of this stuff that I was pursuing, and then now it was just like over at the drop of a hat. And it's like, it was just the circumstances that it was. I'm not mad at the company or anything that had to let me go. It was just what had to happen at the time. But I just realized that I needed to be way more serious if I wanted something to happen, because I think I was just waiting for something to happen. Like, I was like, someone's going to see my YouTube video and come talk to me, or like someone's going to see me play at this open mic and come talk to me. And I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I've been doing that. It's been a whole year and nothing like that has actually happened. So.
Well, you're here.
Yeah. Well, so after that, I decided to come back to Indiana. I moved in with my parents, and I took 6 months off of work. And I just did music. That's it. And that was when I wrote that song, The Local Honey. And then I went to there, and now I'm here, you know? So, but none of that really started happening until I started like busting my tail. And
that's
like,
crazy, man. Happen. That's crazy. 'Cause you hit that. I really like your story, by the way.
Thanks.
Thanks for sharing that. But
yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's probably a lot of people that can relate, like having those crises, you know, having something like off the drop of a hat go completely wrong, and feeling like chaos, you know, just feeling like completely scared, you know, and like not sure of how you're gonna, you know, continue to pursue passions or things that you need to step up for. And then like, I feel like a lot of people might turn around and run away from that, you know. They might turn around and choose safety and try and go the safe route. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, honestly, it's probably a healthier decision. But
yeah, in a lot of ways.
But it's also really hard to turn around and be like, you know what, maybe this is my chance to actually really go for it.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's
really
kind of how
cool.
I saw it.
And I like that, man. I like that. 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, dude. It was like.
Did you know how to like build?
Oh no,
houses
I didn't know
afterward?
anything.
Like,
oh wait, you mean after
like being an architect?
Did I lose all my skills?
Yeah, like.
No, I didn't lose my skills.
Back into it.
That was one of the reasons that I chose to do 6 months, was because I got like 2 years of experience, and then I also only had enough money for 6 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, 6 months is not enough time for me to like lose my skills or anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
So now I am back in architecture. I'm working for an awesome company. They're incredible. But
here in Indy?
Yeah, here in Indy. But I'm also doing music, I mean, pretty much full time. So
awesome.
I tell people that I have like 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, you're definitely making your way around Indy, and just, you know, Indiana in general. I saw that, you know, you're performing everywhere, and you made it out of state to
I did.
Pigeon Forge Path to Fame. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and how that was.
Yeah. So a few. Let's see. It was last year, like this time last year, I think was when I like found out about it. My brother tagged me in this. It was like an audition flyer on Facebook, and it was for the Pigeon Forge Path to Fame. Yeah. Yeah, and it was literally the next day. So he tagged me the day before.
And this is in Tennessee? Is that Pigeon Forge, Tennessee?
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, yeah.
Oh, it's so cool there. Sorry,
go
on.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. So they came up to Indianapolis and held auditions at the White Rabbit Cabaret. And my brother tagged me, and it was the next day, and I was like, what the heck? I'm going to go. Just whatever, it's fine, it's cool. I'm not super ready, but here we go. As luck would have it, I had actually just had this song. I was kind of prepared. I wasn't mentally prepared. I had just done a song on my YouTube channel. I covered, I had just covered a song. It's on there. It's like my cover video. I don't know why I can't remember what it's called, but I had just prepared the song. And so I went and I just did that song at the auditions. It was like American Idol style, like lying down the sidewalk.
I feel like that's something you could actually like try out for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people.
Oh, American Idol?
Yeah. Would you do that?
I have some opinions.
Really?
About American Idol. I can tell you guys.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, so basically, my opinion about American Idol and those things is it's
just American Idol that you're talking about?
no.
Or
So
like
I
The
actually tried
Voice?
out for The Voice.
No way, cool.
I did. I tried out in Chicago,
Oh shit.
and I didn't make it. And they told me this like bogus answer because I asked them. I nailed my audition. Like it was fire. I felt so good about it.
Who
I
were
did.
who were the judges?
So how it works is that you go in front of producers before you go in front of the like actual judges first. They make it seem like everybody gets to try out, but like only 50 people get to go before the big judges. So I tried out in front of these producers. It was fire. Like I felt so good about it after I was done. And then they were like, nope, we don't want you. And I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. I've been rejected before. I know I'm not the greatest ever, but like I try really hard. So I went up to them and I asked them, if I were to come back again, what would you say to me? Like, how can I do better? And they said basically that the point of the show was for them to find people that have potential, for those people to get coaching, and for there to be like an arc where you see them improve and get better. And they said basically, we don't think that you would have an arc from coaching. And I was like, wait, what? Like I don't know what that means.
I understand what they're saying, but
like
you
I
can
guess,
always get better though.
I know that. Well, that's I was like, boo.
You're like, I'm never watching your show
Interesting.
again.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
yeah, I get that, I guess, but
yeah, it was very lame, and I was mad.
but so the Pigeon Forge, you got into that though. Did you?
Yeah,
you audition?
I didn't
Did
even
they
tell you my
accept-
opinion about American Idol. Yeah, so back to Pigeon Forge. I went in, nailed it. I got it. I made it for that one. And so basically what they did was they gave us like an all expenses paid trip down to Pigeon Forge, and they got us like this night in a nice hotel, and we got to like go around the city and see everything. And then on the actual day of the show, we all showed up like super early, and we were like broadcast on local TV, and they picked a winner. There was like one round where everybody went, and then a round of 4 people, and then they picked one person. So I didn't get it. I didn't win, but it was amazing, and I still talk to some of the people that I met. while I was
yeah,
there.
I bet that's a really good like networking event kind of
Yeah.
deal as well.
Yeah, it totally was. It totally was. So
And
I'm
not being-
really glad I did it.
And not being mentally prepared, that's pretty impressive though. It's kind of fun.
Well, the actual Pigeon Forge thing was like way after the indie audition, so I was mentally prepared for
gotcha,
that. But
okay.
Were you singing your own songs or is cover?
I wish I had sung my own songs, but no, I did a Ray LaMontagne song called Jolene, which is, I love Ray LaMontagne. He was actually just here a couple months ago, but yeah, so.
Now, yeah, I think I saw him. It's a country artist. Is he a country artist?
He's like,
Really?
no, he's not a country artist, but
It's
he's.
not pronounced Riley. It's Rayleigh, right?
Oh, Ray LaMontagne.
Oh, Ray LaMontagne. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm thinking of a different guy. I apologize.
No, you're cool.
Scratch that.
He's like a kind of Americana folky soul guy. Amazing. Highly recommend.
So you do a lot of covering. You're starting to come out with new singles now.
Yep.
Who's your favorite cover artist? Do you have like a favorite that you just like a go-to?
My favorite cover artist?
Like who you, yeah.
Or who you like to cover?
Oh, who I like to cover?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I would love to cover, but I don't think I can do them justice because I don't have a band. But I think who I love to cover by myself is probably Ray LaMontagne. I've done a few Ray LaMontagne songs. Alicia Keys too. I could smash
Really?
some Alicia
I
Keys.
saw that on your
Really?
website.
Oh yeah.
That's tight.
Oh yeah, man. Like yeah.
Have you thought about doing these covers and then sending these people your videos? Have you tried doing that?
I have actually.
Yeah.
I did. Do you guys know who Torrin Wells is?
Mm-mm.
The agency? Is it an agency?
No, he's not an
It's
agency. It's a Christian artist.
Okay.
He sounds just like Bruno Mars. Like he's like the Bruno Mars of Christian music, in my opinion. But he did this song called Known, and then I covered the song, and then I like tweeted it at him, and he actually responded. He like
Right
commented on it, so it was very cool. But yeah, so I'm totally doing that. Nobody else has responded yet. I think I like added Alicia Keys on If I Ain't Got You. I didn't at Ray LaMontagne. I should just go do that.
or even Like personally try and DM them, send it to the DMs.
That's a good idea.
Just
we might have you sing that after the show. You ready for that?
I'm ready. Yeah, totally.
All right.
So I actually have it in my wheelhouse. I could do it.
How's Dreamer going, man? New
Good.
single out. Yeah.
It's good. It's going really well. So my goal initially was to get to the point where I have, this is like a really small goal, but just on Spotify where I have 100 plays like a month on the single. That's like my baseline goal, what I'm working towards now. And then I'm going to do like 500 and 1,000.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. Getting on playlists and stuff like that. So I'm at like 89 right now. So feeling good.
Nice.
Well, when you leave, I'll go stream your music a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
And we also have, I think you're on our Spotify playlist.
Yeah,
too.
I am.
That, yeah.
I can see, I didn't know that you could, but you can see the playlist that people add you to on Spotify. And so I saw when you guys, and I've gotten several plays from you guys. So
right on.
Much love. Thank
Right
you
on.
very much.
Yeah. Spread that. We'll get some more for you.
Yeah, totally. I will. I definitely will.
So now you have this new single out. You're building a lot of momentum in your work, and I think it's showing, especially like finally, I feel like you're finally getting these little, at first it seemed like you weren't getting anything, you know, how you're talking about. I feel like now it's coming to you a little bit. Do you have any way of answering that? Are you going to continue to release singles? Are you going to start dropping songs? Are you going to work more on your YouTube? What's your plan of direction?
So right now, so I actually just met with my like manager, my friendager is what. He was my friend manager. We got together and we laid out the entire year and made like an action plan for the stuff that I'm going to do. And January's action plan is writing and YouTube videos. So I'm going to go, hopefully this weekend, I'm going to do another cover and then put it up because I haven't put up any covers in a minute. And then I also want to put up a live version of Dreamer on my YouTube channel.
Cool. Dope.
And then I'm writing a whole bunch of songs. I'm co-writing, actually. I've never co-written before. So this week I got with 2 different artists. I got with one yesterday. Next week I'm getting with 2 more. I'm just like reaching out.
Is it a secret?
One of them is, yes. The other one, his name's Paul Holdman. He's a guitarist. He's at like this Slippery Noodle Chatterbox like all the time. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. And then there's another artist called Elizabeth Moss, she's 17. She's a baller. She's going to be hot stuff. And then there's another guy, Jeff Kelly. I don't know if you guys have heard of Jeff Kelly.
It sounds familiar.
He's like a local guy. He goes everywhere. He does like a ton of stuff. So we're not actually going to write. We're just going to like hang out, get to know each other. But yeah, I'm just trying to broaden my horizons, try some new stuff, get some new opinions, on everything I can. So, and then later on this year, I'm going to release an EP, probably 4 or 5 songs. So I start out with a single, then I'm going to do an EP, and then the year after that, I'll do an album. So
right on. Are you excited?
I'm super excited. I'm
cool.
really excited. Yeah.
And you're doing live shows too in the middle of all this, right?
Yeah. That's right.
You have one coming up, don't you?
I do, yeah. Next weekend, I'm gonna be playing at it's the Winter Farmers Market. It's on Brookside. It's really close to here. It's at where have you guys heard of Soundspace?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's right by Soundspace. It's like the same building.
Okay, cool.
It's just outside of there.
It's like in the next door.
It's like a big warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right next door.
What is the date?
February 1st.
February 1st.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'll be there from 9 to 10:30.
So this will probably you will probably have already played by the time we air this, but
Probably.
yeah, we'll still give you a shout out before you play and everything.
Right over my head.
I did see one of your live performances. You had like 4,000 people there. What was it? Was that your biggest one you've had?
Yeah. So let's see. I've had a couple of those. Let's see, that one, I think the one that you're talking about that was on my website was, so when I was in college, so one of them was at this place called RGHT, it was called Residence Hall's Got Talent. And that was sort of, it was like an American Idol thing, but it was at Purdue.
That's cool. I never heard of that.
Yeah, and
I
that
went
was
there.
that was a little bit smaller. That wasn't the 4,000 people. The 4,000 was when I went to St. Louis and I knew some people and I got tapped to help lead worship at this gigantic, like, it was like a North American, like, not a summit, I don't know, like a conference over the summer for like just Christians to come together, and like there were like lessons and stuff, but I got tapped to lead the worship, and it was like, it was lit.
Do you see like
cool.
gospel and Christian music being like a go-to for your like music career? Do you ever think about that?
I've thought about it. My roots are definitely there. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up singing in church. I still sing in church, but not really. I think I sing about it in my music, but my music is not about it exclusively.
Yeah.
Kind of grab influence from it.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
like very heavily. And it's part of my life, obviously. And so what I try to sing about and write about is just basically like my personal experiences. So I touch on it in my music, but I touch on a lot of things in my music. So,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to lock myself into a corner and say like, oh, I have to do Christian music, or just kind of, pigeonhole myself.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I want to sing about, and that's not to like hate on Christian artists or anything, but I think there's just a lot of bases I want to cover. So
What was your personal experience with Dreamer?
So Dreamer was actually the 6 months that I took off when I did music full time. I called it Project Lion. I called it Project Lion because it took a ton of courage to do it, because I like left. I'm using up all my money.
Your parents have got to be supportive.
They were super supportive.
I'm
yeah,
just
I lived there
thinking,
for
like-
free.
Shout out to the parents.
Shout out.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very supportive. But it terrified me. It was so scary because I had never done anything like it before, and Dreamer was basically the anthem of that experience that I came up with.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you asked that, because I was really
I
curious
love the
about
song.
that.
It's
Yeah.
just like,
And it does tie in. You got a good story, man. You just
Thanks,
keep
yeah, I
pushing
appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah,
No
'cause-
problem. I do have to ask though,
Yeah.
one real fast.
Yeah.
You have to get this to an end. If you were to give somebody in your spot a year, 2 years ago, any piece of advice that would help them towards their independent music career, what would it be?
That's a really good question.
In 20 seconds.
In 20 seconds, honestly, just do something. Because if you sit and you don't do anything, nothing is gonna happen. You know, like if you don't try, if you don't get up and get help, or just do something to just take a step in the direction that you want to go, if you don't do that, nothing is ever gonna happen. So that's my advice. Just whatever it is, just do it.
Be a dreamer.
Yeah, be a dreamer. Exactly.
Lafever
Right on,
Loca,
man.
everybody.
Yep, that's my handle.
I love
Right
it.
on. So yes, this is Jacob Lafever, District Spotlight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Premier platform for independent music.
Ooh.
Peace
Thanks,
out.
Jacob.
Thank you all.
Yep.